been caught fishing.
Yeah, it's my curtain thing.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Welcome back, friends, to the Cindy and Shars B2 podcast, where we were born in the 70s, raised in the 80s, and influenced by the 90s. And now we're here to reminisce with you.
Finally. Okay, people,
Yeah,
where have you all been? Where have you been?
right.
We've been here. Where's everybody else been?
Right? Yeah. So a lot of that's my fault. I was gone, and then we had some issues at work, and lots of stuff. I don't even know. It's been like a couple of months. So.
We're gonna recap on all of it because it's not just you. It was me too. So you don't have to take all the blame.
Okay.
But life happens and blah blah blah. So
it does.
So before, because we are going to update, it's kind of like, remember in the 80s and 90s, your favorite TV show would go on hiatus for the summer. And so there would be a couple months that you didn't get to. So we went on a hiatus. It was, spring break. Now we're back.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. The 80s we didn't have Netflix where you just binged everything in one sitting. You didn't have to wait a whole week for the next one or, wait 3 months for the new season.
So we're keeping all like 3 or 4 of our fans in suspense.
Yep, all 4 of them.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Now I know we have more than 4 fans.
Maybe.
I mean, just in your household alone, there's your family, your immediate family.
True,
there's at least 4. Same on my side. So
yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I just talked to Matt the other day, and he was like, "Why haven't you done any recordings?" I'm like, "We're working on it. Hopefully this week."
Yeah, you know who hasn't reached out to me? My brother. Why has he not?
Sean,
I know, right? Supposedly he's a faithful listener. You would think he'd be like, "Hey sis, are you alive? Haven't seen a podcast."
Maybe he's traveling.
I guarantee he's traveling, but I should text him and probably ask him why he hasn't texted me.
You should. You know who, I don't, we don't like to say people's names because we don't know if they want us to, but somebody reached out to me on Facebook. So I just got a new friend. His initials are BC. And I think he was my boyfriend for a minute in like 7th grade.
Oh, I know exactly. He was short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he asked, oh, crap, I didn't do that. Sorry. He asked if I had any pictures from when we were younger.
Oh,
him.
We got a ton of them.
Yeah. So I just need to find them because he wanted to show his kids.
Oh, how funny. So does he listen to the podcast?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't know. He's.
Why are we talking about him then? No, just kidding.
Hey, maybe he will get on the bandwagon. I don't know. No, he's friends with my mom on Facebook, and she was like, "Oh, I think Cindy has some pictures from when you were younger," and so
we've probably posted some of them on Facebook.
I looked and I couldn't find anything, and then I got busy. So
life happened.
Yeah, life happened.
That's the story of our life.
I think we need to start like we always do. What are you drinking, Char?
I thought you would never ask. So I have something new. Well, it's new-ish. It's something that I love, but it's new. Okay.
Okay, wait. Is it peach?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know, right? Okay. I do have a new favorite seltzer also that's not peach. It's actually watermelon. So it's the Neutral, N-U-T-R-L. I think that's how they're spelled.
Okay.
They're seltzers. They're vodka seltzers also, but they have a watermelon one that I'm telling you, it tastes like you're drinking fresh watermelon juice.
Ooh, okay.
They're really good. They're way better than any other watermelon seltzer. So
but you're not drinking that tonight.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. So Total Wine, where I always go to get all of my booze, they're temporarily closed because they're in a strip mall, and one of the other businesses in the strip mall was having some work done on their roof, and they put a bunch of equipment and supplies up on the roof, which happened to be on Total Wine's roof, and it collapsed the roof. So Total Wine has been closed for like 5 or 6 weeks now, which has only been one inconvenience in my life in the past couple months. So I'll get more into that when we tell the listeners where we've been. But more more important things first.
Okay.
So, high noons
Yes.
are probably my favorite seltzer. I like them over White Claw, over Truly. I really like them because it's a vodka seltzer. So, this it's a
Oh.
high noon tequila seltzer.
Oh, goodness. And you haven't tried it?
I have not.
Okay.
So, our friends from the UK were just here for 10 days and stayed with us. And Claire, who is a faithful listener, well, she listens to our podcast to go to sleep. So, she wanted to try these. So we
Okay.
got them, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm not usually a tequila drinker, but okay. And this one was strawberry. They have the pack I got was passion fruit, lime, strawberry, and I cannot remember the fourth one.
Mango?
Maybe?
I don't know.
I don't remember. So this is the vodka.
No, it's the tequila.
I mean, tequila. Um,
I don't like tequila.
it does not taste like tequila at all.
Does it
It
taste like a strawberry?
it does.
Okay.
You can definitely taste the strawberry, but it tastes very similar to the vodka seltzer.
Oh,
This is my backup in case I didn't
okay.
like the tequila. And it's watermelon, not as good as the neutral watermelon, but better than White Claws.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it tastes like a vodka seltzer. I can't taste tequila at all, and it is carbonated. And the ABV on these ones 4.5,
Oh,
which
and it,
I think that's what they are on the vodka. Also, is
and
4.5.
and they're both carbonated.
Yep, yeah, and the vodka is 4.5 also. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's what I'm drinking. What are you drinking?
So on that tequila one, on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give it?
I would give it a 4.25.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
So I have two to try.
Okay.
One's in my little tall can, and the other one is something completely different that I literally got it because it was cute, and it's probably going to be horrible. So, which one should I try first?
The horrible one,
Okay.
so that you can wash it down with something good if it's really horrible. You might be surprised. It might be good though. What is that? Is it moonshine? Sake.
I thought, if anything, I can have this cute little cup.
Absolutely. Chica sake.
Yeah, Chica Sake cup.
That's
So
hilarious. That is a really cute cup. I like the cup.
cute. Okay. It has a, like, I
Oh,
pull
yeah.
this.
Okay. I totally forgot when I was doing dry January, I had a couple non alcoholic drinks that the can was all in Chinese.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I forgot about them. They were in the back of my fridge. What does it smell like?
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear, what?
Well, the ABV is a little bit more up your alley than mine.
What is it, like 12?
It's 13.5.
That
I'm
is
like, it kind of smells familiar. I think it smells like nail polish remover.
oh, that's going to taste terrible. Is it flavored at all? Or is it just a plain sake?
I don't know.
Because you know
It's,
how they have like plum and different flavored sakes?
yeah, I don't know. I just thought it
Okay,
was cute.
try it.
Okay, wait.
That was a whole mixed bag of emotions on that first try.
It's burning all the way down.
Okay, like an alcohol. That
Yeah.
sounds like an alcohol.
Um,
Usually sake is a little bit more.
it has like a harsh, like, okay, at first it was like the strong harsh alcohol, or whatever, because it's
Mhm.
13 and a half. It's just stronger for me than what I'm used to, but then it almost had, I would say, like a wine almost taste, like fruit or something, just
Okay.
barely.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not drinking that though. I
You'll be speaking cursive.
oh yeah, it's too much. Okay,
So
so
what's your backup? I love the can. What is that?
so it's by a company called Two Chicks. It is a it's called Sparkling Watermelon Breeze, and it is a vodka, watermelon, and lime cocktail.
Is it carbonated?
It's sparkling, so I'm gonna
So
guess
it's
it
oh
is.
yeah, you said sparkling.
Um,
That sounds like a char drink. Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
It's made Two Chicks is from Las Vegas. Oh wait, product of Canada, imported by. I'm trying to find out how strong it is. 5%.
Okay.
So it might be just right. It's carbonated.
Love
It
that.
smells delicious.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's
Delicious.
good. Yeah, you can taste the watermelon, and I can taste the lime for sure.
Okay. See why I love seltzers?
Hmm.
They're so good. They're so refreshing.
Yeah, this is yummy.
This one
I
I
like that a
can
lot.
like the more I drink it, the more I'm tasting just a tiniest little hint of tequila like on the back of my throat. But
Oh,
it's super 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 mild.
so
It's yeah, it's good though. It's good the strawberry, but
I would get this one a 4.5 for sure.
I want to try that
I
when my
wonder
Total Wine ever opens again.
if they have it. They
I
actually there's I got a pack, so there's other flavors too.
and I love the can.
Hmm.
The can's super cute. I feel like I've heard of Two Chicks before.
I have drank one. I couldn't remember if I drank it on the podcast or not, but
You did not.
okay. I was wondering if I was like, oh, I've never tried this, and people are all BS. I've seen you. Well, I have the memory of a goldfish, so
This is true. I would have remembered though. I would have remembered the can and the fact that you're drinking a seltzer because you don't normally drink seltzers.
right. It has
So
very good flavor.
yeah. Well, our friends from the UK, they don't really have seltzers in the UK. So well, I guess they're slowly starting to get them. So they were really loving like the high noons. And I mean, I had a little bit of everything. We have a refrigerator out in the garage that has all of our beverages in it. And oh, I, so they had a little bit of everything. They got back home, sent a picture of them holding high noons and white
Oh,
claws.
they
So
found
they
them.
got high noons and you're in the UK. I was like, yep, that's my favorite.
Very
So
good.
when we were at the mall, we were looking for some of these Yeti koozies for the slim
Yes.
cans, and they weren't sure if they had them or not. So now I was like, well, now you need that slim can. So
Yes, they do. Is that one a slim?
yeah,
Okay.
and so is this one. And so is the other one that I have in my closet because, or in my cupboard, because I keep thinking I lose them.
Yes.
Okay, so our listener, first of all, B2, I have missed you. We text all the time, but I miss like actually seeing your face
I
like
know. I know.
weekly. I've
I feel
so
like
been
it's
missing
been
you.
how long has it been? 2 months or longer?
Yes. Well, when did you go on your vacation?
That was March 14th.
So it's been
So
a
two
little
months.
over 2 months
Yeah, it sure
because we
has.
recorded like the week before you left.
Yes.
So, speaking of that, do you want to tell people where you went?
Sure. So
Okay.
so my daughter and I went to Greece and it was awesome. We stayed on the mainland. We did not go to the islands. We'll have to do that another time, but amazing trip. Lots of driving. We went to lots of different locations. Um, and
How were the
lots of great
roads
food.
there? How were the roads there? Terrible? Was it like when we went to Costa Rica?
Yeah, a little bit.
Remember
Yeah,
going from the
yeah,
airport to our hotel?
yeah.
It was like switchbacks almost
Yes,
and
yeah. It
super
was.
scary.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. So, yeah, it was fun.
So, what all did you see? Where did you go?
So we went to, I mean, a lot of historical sites. We went to the site of the first Olympics, and we saw the Parthenon, and I can't think of everything else right now. But so, unlike Egypt,
Hmm.
Egypt had a lot of their artifacts still intact, or at least partially.
Hmm.
Most of Greece's are gone.
Oh.
I didn't know that when we went. So it was a lot of just like where these things used to be, and then they would talk
Oh.
about it. And I mean, it was still really cool. It's just I didn't realize that so many things were not still there,
Hmm.
and the ones that they've like reconstructed using the pieces. But
Yeah. So the first Olympics were in Greece. What year was that?
oh, I don't know. But I do know.
Early trivia.
Right, yeah. If it was before 1980, I don't know if I know it. But we did get to like run. Well, we walked, but we didn't want to fall down. But the first like starting line of the
Oh,
actual first Olympics, so we were on the field. It was
that's
cool.
really cool. That
It
is
was cool.
really
Oh,
cool.
and actually a cool story that they told, which I thought was really cool. Except that all of it was gone, so you would never know that you were walking past something cool. So they used to have there were all that was left were these little bases of like stone or whatever they were made out of. But what it used to be there were these bronze statues on it, and there would be like a plate that said words on it. And anybody who was caught trying to cheat in the Olympics, they would make a bronze statue of them and put like what they did, and everybody would walk past and see and read it and look at it and know who you were, and they called it the walk of shame.
Oh, that I wonder if that's where the Walk of Shame came from.
Maybe. So
That
isn't
is
that funny?
funny.
Of
Yeah.
course none of the statues were there and none of the plates, but and it would change. Like I think each year they if they caught somebody new, they'd like put them up or whatever. But
Right.
I thought that
So,
was interesting.
how come all their artifacts are gone? Is it like people stole them or they knocked them down or did they
So
move them somewhere?
earthquakes,
Okay.
and they also said that I think like England took a lot of things.
Rat bastards.
What a bunch of jerks.
Those Brits. Can't trust them. Thieving SOBs.
Right. So
Okay. So that's cool. And
yeah,
how long were you there?
we were there for about 8 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of food? Is it just like
So, well, we love Mediterranean food, first of all.
right. Okay. Okay.
And so, one thing that was a little bit of a bummer and a good thing, so a lot of our meals were included in our tour
Oh,
that we
okay.
had already paid for, which was great. But the unfortunate thing was a lot of them were just like this buffet at the
Oh.
hotel. And I mean, the food was fine, but a lot of them kind of had the same things. And
Hmm.
so we weren't really trying a lot of things that we would pick. But when we did go somewhere where we did have to pay for our own, we enjoyed that more because I mean, one of my favorite was it was he just said the artichokes, and
Oh,
I do love artichokes. I
I
know
do
you do
too.
too.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, is it going to be a pile of artichokes? Like, I mean, I like artichokes, but I don't know that I want like
It's a pile of artichoke leaves.
right. And so I'm just like, I'm going to do it. Well, it was potatoes with some artichoke bottoms,
Oh, okay.
and it was so good. And I've actually since I got home, I'm like, I have to try to make that. And I found a recipe that seemed like it had the right stuff in it. And so
Hmm.
I made it according to the recipe, and it was not. It had been like a month, and I'm tasting it. And I'm just like, I don't think this is what I thought was so amazing. Like this just tastes kind of basic and whatever. And my daughter fortunately was able to figure out what I needed to do because I'm horrible at that. She figured out what I needed to do. It needed more salt and it needed to be cooked way longer. Oh
Oh,
my god, it
okay.
was so good. So it's potatoes, artichoke bottoms, lemon,
Hmm.
dill, olive oil,
Oh,
um,
dill. Okay.
and scallions.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's so good.
So sometimes I have fancy dinner parties,
Hmm.
and I'll do, like a charcuterie board, and then I'll do appetizers, and then a soup and a salad, and then the main course, and then a dessert. And I usually do super fancy stuff that's really easy. It looks super fancy. But one of the appetizers that I do, it's with artichoke heart bottoms.
Is it the one that you put in my recipe book?
Maybe.
Because I remember you put a recipe in there with artichoke bottoms, and I'm like,
Yes.
what's that?
That was probably it then. And it has like I think olive. I don't remember what the topping is, but you do this mixture, put it on the
The bottom.
artichoke. Yeah, and you don't cook them though. It's a cold appetizer.
Oh.
Um, it's the pickled artichoke bottoms.
Oh, okay.
So we're yeah, but it's really good and it's super easy, but it looks super fancy and it's really not, but it's yummy.
Hmm.
It doesn't have potatoes in it, but what you just had reminded me of that.
Yeah, this one was almost kind of like a stew, but it didn't
Oh,
have.
okay.
But most of the liquid had been cooked down, and
Right.
and I had to find frozen artichoke bottoms,
Oh,
and so I had never seen them before,
yeah, me
and they
neither.
ended up being at a Mediterranean deli that's here in Oklahoma City, and it was not expensive. Like it was a bag that probably had 8 artichoke
Hmm.
bottoms in it, and it was like $4.
Oh, wow.
I know. I
That's
was
really
like,
cheap because artichokes are expensive.
I know. I'm like, score.
Hmm. So, what was your favorite thing that you did in Greece? How long of a flight was that?
It was, I think it was about 12 to 14 hours.
Uh,
I know, we had to drive to Dallas, and
hmm.
we flew out of Dallas and flew into Istanbul, Turkey.
Hmm.
And then it was like an hour or something from there to Athens.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, in Istanbul, the airport was so cool. They had all this food and stuff. We didn't buy any of it, but they had like Turkish coffee in the sand and all these desserts. It looked so cool, but I don't know. I don't know why we didn't buy any. I'm not quite sure, but
Were you limited on time while you were at the Istanbul airport?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, and we weren't really sure how much things cost because it wasn't in euros. It was in whatever they are. So
I forget what their currency
it's not
is.
rupees, is it? I don't remember, but it wasn't euros, and
Yeah,
so we're not sure.
I'll Google it. I'll
Yeah.
Google's it on the interwebs. But I asked you what your favorite thing was that you did.
I think it was honestly when we were in Athens, just my daughter and I just exploring the town. It was just really fun. I mean, the historical stuff was really cool. We got to go by the water, see the ocean. That was gorgeous. I mean, there were a lot of really cool things, but just the whole experience. There wasn't just one in particular.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you and your daughter have done some really cool vacations because you and her went to Egypt and now you've
Yes,
been to Greece.
yes,
So that's really cool that you guys have been able to do that together.
and a few years. Well, it was before Egypt, I believe. I We flew into San Diego, San Jose, I can't remember where, and then we rented a car and we drove all the way up California, all the
Hmm.
way up
Hmm.
to. I think we came and visited you too. I can't remember if we went all the way up. It was the time when it was just me and Caitlin. We may have just got
I
just
don't
my
think.
daughter.
Mm-mm, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
we just but we went to all these places that we wanted to go. So I took her to like Santa Cruz, the beach boardwalk, showed her where I used to hang out for the summers, and
Yeah.
there were a couple of beaches that she wanted to go to. So that was a really fun trip.
Yeah, I don't think you came up this far when you did that.
Not on that one, I
'Cause
don't
I
think.
do remember, yeah, I think every time you've come up here, you've driven, or I'm sorry, flew. Anyways.
Except for when Chris and I brought the kids. That time we
Oh,
flew
that's right.
in.
You rented a vehicle. And
Hmm.
that's right. Yes, yes, yes. I was going to say, except that one time when it was all of you. And then I was like, no, no, you flew in and rented a vehicle. You flew into California and
And
then
drove all the
rented.
way up too.
Yes, that's right. So Turkish lira
Oh,
is
Lyra. Yeah, that
in
sounds right.
Istanbul,
Yep, that sounds right.
the lira. So, anything else new? I mean, you weren't gone for 2 months in Greece. What else has been going on? I mean,
Uh,
anything that you want to talk about. I know there's work stuff that you probably don't want to talk about, but
no, I don't want to talk about that.
you know.
My daughter graduated from college, and so she's done. She's very happy to be done. She
Yeah.
has time to listen to our podcast now.
Yay!
Priorities.
Priorities. Mom and Auntie's podcast.
Right. Um,
I love, by the way, because she popped in before we were recording,
yes,
and she still calls me Auntie Shar, which I
of
love.
course.
So,
That's
yeah.
who you are.
Yes. But you, like my actual nieces and nephews, although my oldest nephew, who's going to be 33 in November, he'll still call me Auntie. But all the other ones, usually they just call me Shar. I don't even get aunt. I won't answer. I'm like, excuse me? I earned this badge. Yeah. But the little ones, all my besties up here, their kids are 13, 14. They still call me Auntie Shar, but I love that your daughter at her age still calls me Auntie Shar. She was like, "Hi, Auntie Shar."
Yep, yep, that's who
I
you
love
are.
it. I love it.
I just became a great aunt again.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
I think I've seen pictures because me and your sister are Facebook friends. And I'm pretty sure I've seen some pictures that she's posted.
Did she post some?
How old is this new one? Because it's her
Uh,
grandbaby, right?
yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Debbie,
Oh no, the other one.
Connie.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
sure if
no,
you
no.
wanted to say their names or not.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Oh,
so her
so her
daughter.
daughter.
Yep.
Okay, yep.
But guess what? Her son and his wife are also. She's gonna be a grandma times two this year.
That is awesome. Is she so ecstatic?
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably over the moon.
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh, I love that for her.
Yeah.
I love that for her. I have one great niece who I've only met a couple times, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm waiting. So my oldest niece, her and her husband have been married they got married during COVID, so it's 5 years.
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
I think they're going on 5. It was like in the dead of summer in Georgia, outside
Oh.
near a pond. I was like, you really do hate us, don't you? I'm waiting for her to have babies, but it doesn't really sound like they want to. And I was like, you know what, girl? That is okay.
Yeah.
I never had kids and I have no regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets. Um, so there was something else that you were starting to say that you've been up
uh,
to.
oh well. News about Chris's daughter, who's also a listener.
Let me guess, she's
Okay.
getting married. Yay! Is it to the
Yep.
same
Yep.
chap?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Yay!
I'm not sure how long they've been.
Congratulations.
Yep.
I won't
This
say
week.
her name, but
Right.
you
Well,
know who
this
you are.
yeah, this weekend he asked Chris's permission.
So
Uh,
he's already asked though. We're not outing any secrets, right?
no, she knows.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know when he's gonna ask. It's soon, but
Oh,
by the time this airs,
he hasn't actually asked her yet, but
no,
she
but they already
knows
know.
his
Yeah, I think she just doesn't know
kids
when.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what have you been up to, B2?
Oh my God. Okay, well, a bunch of work stuff also that I really don't want to talk about. So after you went to Greece, Isaiah and I went to Vegas for a week for our anniversary um, because we needed we really, really needed a getaway. It was much, much needed because our
Yeah.
house was basically inhabitable for about 6 weeks. So I don't even remember when it happened now, but it was like right like a couple months ago. I woke up one morning and I was down like getting something out of the fridge and I was like, what the heck? Where's all this water coming from? There was a faulty valve that was in the crawl space that our refrigerator was connected to. And it apparently had been leaking water. Well, it wasn't leaking water. Every time there was a change in pressure, it would like burst. And it had been doing that for God only knows how long. We couldn't see it. We couldn't hear it. We had no idea because it was under the floor. It was in the crawl
Yeah.
space. Um, so needless to say, it was just under $22,000 worth of damage because when the plumbing company came in, they had to. So they were able to, they couldn't even find it at first. They were like, I have no idea where this is
Ah,
coming from. And they had the little gauges where they can gauge where there's moisture, like in your walls and in your floor. And it, like he said, I know you said that you've checked your refrigerator, but let's just move it again. So he pulled it out. There was nothing there. He went to push it back and they heard like a psh, and he goes, wait, did you hear that? So yeah, so we found out it was under the flooring. It was a valve again connected to pipes under the floor, water pipes under the floor. So the company that has to dry everything out came in, but they had to rip all of our flooring up. We have hardwood floors in our downstairs. They had to rip all of that up. Our house looked like a Dexter scene because they have this plastic that they have to hang up to quarantine the area,
yeah.
and they have these huge industrial fans there. We had like, I don't know, 12 of them. So you walk in, you can't even hear anything. Our dogs couldn't be downstairs, we couldn't be downstairs. It took over 2 weeks for them to dry everything out. There was nothing on the walls. So then they found a little bit of mold, which it wasn't deadly, and it was a very little bit amount, a little small amount, but they had to take care of that also. So our refrigerator was in the living room, our stove was in the living room, the dishwasher was in the dining room. We couldn't open any drawers. We had no access to our kitchen at all for almost 2 months.
Oh, yuck.
It was terrible, and we had company coming. We had our friends coming from the UK that were going to be staying with us for 10 days.
Oh, God.
So they finally got everything dried. They got that fixed. And then we had to bring in a contractor to patch the floor because they had to cut a hole in our kitchen floor to get down to where the pipe was. So fixed all that, then laid all the flooring, then had to repaint all the trim and the baseboards, the transition pieces that go from, because we have carpet in our living room and our dining room, and then there's tile in the bathroom. So there's transition pieces from the hardwood to the other flooring. He stained them. So he was almost done. Like a couple weeks before the girls were going to be here, it was done. We were like, thank God. We come downstairs and we look, and the trim was or the transition pieces was a totally different color than the rest of the flooring.
Why?
I don't know, but I was like, I'm not saying a word. I'm not going to say anything. I don't care. I don't care. And then Isaiah's like, do you think it's too dark? And I'm like, it's totally the wrong color. So we called the contractor and he's like, I gave them a sample of the flooring and this is the stain. It's like, you didn't notice when you did the first piece that it was totally a different color. Anyways, so we had to come back, take them all up again, brought us a piece of flooring that had like 5 different stain colors on it. And then we picked the one that looked the closest to us. So then he had to restain everything. That took a few more days. Then he, brought it, got them all back. But like everything was off the walls, everything. Oh, the cupboard had to be taken out. There's a cupboard next to the refrigerator that had to be taken out. All the closet doors, everything downstairs was out. So once he got the floors done and got most of the trim and the baseboards, we were able to finally start putting stuff back.
Yeah.
So it started feeling a little bit like home probably a week before it was actually fully done. But literally, last week was the first time I've cooked in my kitchen in over 2 months.
I bet it was delicious.
You know what? I have never been so happy to cook in my
I
life.
bet.
It was funny because we had no choice, but I tried to do like air fryer one night, but we literally had no access to our kitchen. No silverware, no plates, no cups, no seasonings, nothing. Nothing. So, I brought the air fryer out onto, because we have a little breakfast table, an informal dining
Hmm.
area, brought the air fryer out there to try to, it was just stupid. I'm like, it's, I would rather just go buy food. This is ridiculous and stupid. And it's just pissing me off even more.
Yeah.
Like trying to cook so we literally had to eat out for like 2 months.
Oh God.
Unless somebody took pity in it. We did have a lot of friends that were like, come over, please come over and let us cook for you.
Yeah.
But we finally got our house like back to normal. And if one more person says, well, at least you got new floors, I'm going to punch him in the face, because I did not want to spend almost $22,000 on freaking floors. And
Yeah.
needless to say, after almost 30 years with State Farm Insurance, I have canceled them. Every policy. I had all of my policies through them and canceled them.
They
It
didn't pay
was
anything.
not a penny. Not a penny. Yeah. Oh, I was so mad. I cried so many times out of anger and frustration and like just helplessness. Like this is we're not irresponsible homeowners. We do the things that we're supposed to do, changing vents, changing batteries, inspections on our furnace and our air conditioner, and we do all the things that we're supposed to do. This was not something that we could have prevented. It literally was exactly what your insurance is for. It was unexpected damage, severe damage to our home. What is your homeowners pay for? Like,
Right.
what are you paying all these premiums if they're not going to cover when you have unexpected damage? So it was, again, and this agent, I have been with this agent for over 20 years, every single time. And listen, people, I know how insurance works, and I know waters are really tricky. Bullshit, because the new company that we're with absolutely would have covered this. And I have a friend who has this insurance company, and she's had something similar happen twice, and they paid 100% of it.
Who are you with
Be-
now?
can I say?
Why can't you?
Oh, USAA. Isaiah's dad is a veteran. So he was able to get a membership with USAA. He was able to get us a membership. He has switched his insurance. And I have two other friends who have veterans in their family, that they're also going to see about switching.
I have a veteran in the family. Can I switch?
All the veteran just has to call and get their membership number, and then they can give you a
No.
membership number. Oh, is it your grandpa?
No, it's my dad.
Oh, well, it doesn't cost them anything. It literally is a membership to get discounts. You can get insurance. You don't have to get it. So Isaiah's dad called. He didn't get insurance or anything. He just got his membership number. So he can get discounts to Disneyland. He can get discounts on flowers.
Hmm.
Like USA partners with a bunch of different companies where you can get discounts for being a veteran. So after he heard our story and everything that happened with us, and now the homeowners were paying a little bit more, but again, they cover everything that's not
Hmm.
your fault. Like if it's accidental damage to your
Yeah.
home, they're going to cover it. Like that's the so you it pay but we pay less for our auto insurance. And then like I have a special policy for my wedding ring.
Uh huh.
We added that on, and not only did it reduce our car insurance, but it paid for this policy.
Well,
So
that's
it literally, we were able to add an additional coverage for my wedding ring, and it lowered our car insurance.
awesome.
So yeah, so and again, I've never had a claim ever. And the whole time I was with State Farm, Over 20 years, I had one claim, and it was because my windshield had a crack in it. That's it. No car accidents, no homeowners, nothing stolen, nobody fell, and no claims. I had life insurance through them, car, auto, personal articles, a SEPIRA, an annuity. I had so many policies through them, and they did nothing. Nothing.
Sorry, B2.
Yeah, it sucked. So, yeah, I have new floors, but trust me, I was perfectly happy with my old
Your old
floors.
floors were just fine.
They were just fine. Well, they were a little waterlogged, and
Well,
that didn't work
before
out.
that.
But before that, they were just fine. I
Yeah.
did not need new floors. So, yeah, that, then we had, like I was saying, we had out of town company. Work has been a nightmare. Yeah, there's a whole lot of reasons we haven't been able to record
Yes,
recently.
yes. Well, I have to a public service announcement.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I told you about this. I might have texted you, but a scam that
Oh, yeah.
has been going around, and actually Chris and I had talked about this scam about, I mean, we literally discussed it and how it's like, don't fall for this scam. And it happened to his mom and him, and they didn't lose any money or not, everything's fine, but we had talked about it. And when he was in the moment, completely didn't even think about that we had talked about that it was a scam. I mean, he just, because it was his daughter. So his mom got a call from an unknown number on her cell, and and I might be saying relaying this wrong, but I
Hmm.
think I have the gist of it. She heard like a girl like kind of crying and screaming, just like freaked out, and she said, "Micah, is that you?" And then a guy got on and said something to the effect of, "Well, we have Micah," and they said they were gonna rape her and just all this stuff, and he said, "You need to go to your car right now. Go to your car." And I mean, she was freaking out, of course, and she walked down to the shop to Chris
Hmm.
instead of just getting in her car. And I mean, Chris, when he was telling me about it, he said, "Cindy, I've never seen my mom look like this." She walked up and he said it was like terror.
Terror. Oh,
He and
God.
I mean, he just, I mean, it scared him. I mean, he was just like, "What's the matter?" Because he sees his mom looking like
Yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah.
and she's like, "Shh, shh, they have Micah," and he's like, What are you talking about?" And then that guy heard because he had said, "Don't talk to anybody," and then then he started yelling at her, saying like, "Oh, you effed up, we're gonna do this and that to her and whatever," and I mean, she's just probably freaking out, hysterical,
Yeah.
and so Chris is like, "Oh, who is that? Give me that phone." And so he's like, "Who is this?" And the guy said, "Who are you to Micah?" And he said, "I'm her dad." And then he said, in Micah's voice, it said something to the effect of like, "Dad, I'm scared. I don't know what to do." And I mean, he said $100 million, 100%. He would say that was his daughter. It was not, it
Wow.
wasn't someone else. And he said this all rationality went out the window. I mean, he was just like, "What do you want? What do I do? And he's just freaking out. And it was a scam.
Of
And they
course.
used probably an AI to, you get a little bit of somebody's voice, and then you can make a whatever. You could probably have a recording of whatever you want. But fortunately, his mom went back to the house, had,
Called her.
well, with his dad's phone, and she's
Hmm.
like, "What?" I mean, she was fine.
Yeah.
And so they ran back there to, Chris. And once he heard that Micah was, she was
Yeah, yeah.
truly okay, then he just started messing with that guy. And the guy ended up hanging up. But they called the cops, and they're like,
Nothing you can do.
no, they pretty much were like to his mom, "Oh, don't fall for that." Well, okay. I just, it sucked because, so I think they prey on grandparents,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and they try to get you a loan. So they say like, go to your car. And so
Yeah.
you're not going to hang up with them because you think this is, the only line to your loved one. And so you're not going to be able to, like, oh, call them or whatever, find out. And so they try to get you alone so you can't
Do
have anybody else
anything.
check. But we all decided that every family is, with a kid, you got to include the grandparents and stuff. You have to have a secret word. You
Yep.
have to have a secret word. And so you have to say, okay, well, put her on the phone and have her tell me the secret word, and I'll know that it's real. And that they're probably going to hang up because they don't know the secret word, because they don't have the person. But
Right.
if they said the secret word for real, then you would truly know, okay, someone has my loved one and I have to do whatever. you know it was horrible.
That is scary. Yeah, I like to think like, well, I'm also very pessimistic, and I like I, it drives Isaiah crazy because I'm always like, really?
Yeah.
Like, I have to fact check everything. I think we've
Yep.
talked about this
Oh
before
yeah.
where I am so skeptical. I believe nothing.
Right.
So I would like to think if something like that, which something did happen to me. I had a problem with an airline ticket one time, and I forget where I was flying. It was out of the country, but there was something going on, and I was like, what the heck? So I Googled Delta Airlines customer service. A phone number pops up, in a 1-800 number. I call. It's clearly somebody overseas. Um, and I'm like, I'm trying to do this, and this is, I don't remember even what the problem was, but I was trying to get the customer service to help me. And he was telling me, no, your ticket's been canceled. And I'm like, no, my ticket hasn't been canceled. Why would it have been canceled? And he's like, so what you need to do, he's like, we can rebook it, and then we'll refund you. I don't even remember what his scam was, but it was this whole thing. And then I was like, what's my confirmation number? And he goes, well, I don't have that. You would have to give it to me. And I go, but
No.
you have my reservation. You're Delta Airlines. So you tell me what my confirmation. Well, it was canceled, so I can't tell. I'm like,
Hmm.
then how do you know it was canceled? So I just started getting very skeptical immediately. And I ended up hanging up on him. And then I went to Delta Airlines website. It was a totally different 800 number. So I don't know how they're able to, like, clearly they have, I don't even know how they were able to do it, but they were able, Delta Airlines, whatever it was, they were able to, like, bring this up to their top search, and people are calling thinking that they're talking to the airlines,
Given their credit card number
giving their,
probably to book
yep,
another one.
they wanted my credit card number, all of this information. I'm like, again, I'm so skeptical. I'm like, no, no.
Wow, that's
So I,
scary.
yeah, yeah. And I was on the phone with them for probably 30 minutes, maybe even more.
Wow.
And he kept trying to get information from me. And even though I thought I was on the phone with Delta Airlines, I didn't think it was right that I needed to give him so much information. Like, he
Mm-hmm.
should have some of this information. So the more, and then when he was talking about canceling my ticket and rebooking it, and he just needs my credit card number, and I'm like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. No. So it's scary.
We had one at work that, so we received a letter, just a letter in the mail, and it said that one of our doctors had, it was a subpoena to testify at
Mhm.
court on such and such date regarding this person's name. And so we looked up that person, and it wasn't a patient. And the letter came, to the doctor, but it was the work office. And so we were like, well, this is weird. Like, is this even real? And so, there was a name and phone number and everything on there. So I Googled it. I, like, went to the government, or, whichever's Oklahoma City website. And it was a different phone number. And so I'm like, aha. So I
Mhm.
call the one on the website, and I had to leave a message. And then I also called the one on the paper, which was for a different person's name, but it also sounded the like the government or whatever. And so I left a message there too. Never got an answer back because it was, like the week before it was going to be on that next Monday or whatever. And so, the doctor was concerned and I was concerned. We were trying to call and find out about it. And so her husband even looked up the rules and it said, well, a subpoena actually needs to be delivered. You can't just mail it.
Right.
We looked up the rules and we're like, okay, it must be a scam. They called the next week. They're like, oh, hey, we're returning your call. I'm like, oh, yeah, was it a scam? They're like, no. Oh, it was real. Oh, okay. Well, it looked really fake. So I'm like, I thought it needed to be a subpoena, needed to be like actually like certified delivery. They're like, no, it can just be mailed.
We get them all the time in the mail for officers. Yeah.
It's like, but I mean, when we look it up though, when we look up the rule, it says
Yeah.
they're supposed to be
Yeah. Yeah.
certified, and this was not. It was just in the mail. Like, what if it got lost?
Yeah.
Everything else gets lost. So,
We know all about that.
yes, we do.
So something else that happened while we were on hiatus, sabbatical, whatever we want to call it.
Mhm.
I got summoned to jury duty.
Are you serious?
Yes. So I've been called a few times, but I've never been actually called to show up.
Yeah.
So the night before, I go online and every single group had to report. Everybody had to report. And I was like, okay, well, this sucks. This is super inconvenient because I was also supposed to be flying to Spokane for work. And I was like, I can't be on jury duty. I got stuff I got to do. So I show up and groups 1 through 6, I think, we had to stay in this one area while everybody else went away. And they gave us, so it was a federal trial.
Oh,
So it was a little different than just a civil trial. So they gave us this questionnaire that we all had to answer. And as I'm reading through it, I'm like, okay, I could tell by the questions that there was a shooting,
oh,
somebody was killed, police were involved. I could tell that from the questions on this questionnaire, and I was like, I do not want to be on this jury. I do not. So one of the questions was, do you believe somebody is innocent until proven guilty? And you have to put
Did you say?
1, strongly disagree, and 5, strongly agree.
Yeah.
I put 1, I strongly disagree. And
They're
my
like,
reason my reason was, if they have made it to a federal trial, that means the prosecution has enough evidence to support this charge of murder, or whatever the charge is. I didn't say murder, to support the charge. Therefore, I think at this point, the defense needs to prove innocence. I thought for sure that would get me dismissed. Nope.
oh, they loved it.
That did not get me dismissed. So then it was all of this back and forth, and we had to go into this private room and then this private room. And then at one point, they take us into the courtroom where there's the prosecutor, the prosecution team, the defense attorneys, and the defendant.
Oh,
So we're in this room with the defendant, and
you're like,
it was a
guilty.
murder. It was a murder
Oh my
case.
gosh.
So they don't use your name or anything. They only use your juror number for our safety, which, thank you.
Yeah.
Calling off all these people's names. And I'm like, no, I think he's guilty. He needs to prove his innocence. They're like,
Yeah.
he's like, hey, let me get my buddies after her. So I was doing everything. You know me, I'm a big personality. I mean, my energy comes into the room before I do, but I was making myself so small and so hidden in every way I could, because I did not. So they're asking questions and people are voluntarily raising their hand to answer him. I'm like, nope. Like, no eye contact. So there were a couple times where they asked a question and then they called my juror number to answer. And one of them was, do you listen to crime podcasts? And I was like, yes, I do. And he asked, do you think that would sway your decision
Yes, I do.
in a trial? And I said, honestly, I don't know how listening to a podcast about random things would sway my decision in this particular trial. So no, I don't think it would. But I don't know. And so he
That's
was
a
like,
weird question.
it was a really weird question. Well, because like I listen to podcasts, so now I'm a criminal defense attorney or a criminal prosecutor or a judge because I listen to crime podcasts. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that has to do with this trial, so I don't think it would. But it took 2 days to get dismissed. I finally got dismissed. Yeah,
One of the sides didn't like
so
you.
so as soon as I got dismissed, I was like, I'm looking this fool up. So I looked it up and I read the whole story and I was like, oh yeah, guilty. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then 2 weeks later, I followed up and sure enough, the jury found him guilty.
Well,
I was like, see, my thought process is correct. Like,
yeah, that's true.
You got to prove your innocence at this point. So yeah, that was something else fun that came up, in the last couple months. A murder trial. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
No interest. Zero. Zip. So, but then when we got dismissed, the judge said, this is a public courtroom. Some of the details about this case now, so you're welcome to sit in on the trial as a member of the audience. You're welcome to. I encourage you to. And I was like, nope, I got things to do. But then later I was like, I actually kind of would have liked to have, if I had time to just sit in a courtroom for 8 days.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting to.
Have you ever been on a jury?
No.
I have twice.
Yeah, see, I did everything I could to, and there were people that were like, ooh, yeah, I want to do this. And I'm like, I'm all about serving my civil duty, but not on a murder trial. I don't want that in my hands. I don't want that responsibility.
Yeah, murders. I mean, obviously I didn't have a murder, but I mean, I know I don't really remember much about the second one, the one here in Oklahoma, but the one in California before I moved here, I remember, I mean, they say don't form an opinion. Well, it's your nature to form an opinion. That's what you do. And so it was a guy being charged for beating up his girlfriend. Well, I'm like, oh, guilty, obviously.
Guilty. Yeah.
By the end of the trial, not guilty.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think she was beating him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, it does. And I think, the whole thing was, I mean, she wasn't even there. She didn't even show up to testify. And this guy was like this small guy. They went to like AA together. And I mean, the whole thing, they had like all these witnesses to testify to his like, not personality, but
Yeah.
I think that, she was messing with them. And
so somebody that I used to know was selected for a jury one time. And it was a domestic violence case, a woman that was being, abused by her boyfriend or husband. And the person that I used to know was selected as the head juror.
Oh.
So there was even more pressure. But he said that like there were 911 calls where she had called 911 and you can hear him beating her, and she was there against her will. She did not want to testify against him.
Oh.
But because of the circumstances, she was subpoenaed in. But she was that scared. She did not want to testify against him. And he said that it messed with him. Like it screwed with him, like hearing like the 911 calls and pictures and just the thing. It's like I can't even imagine if it was actually a murder case. Like, yeah,
Right.
I don't, yeah, that I don't want to be involved. Now, if it was, a shoplifter,
Right.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with a murder case though, or any kind of violence. Definitely, if it has to do against animals, I am out. I would tell them they're guilty. I'm telling you right now, they're guilty. If there is an animal abuse case of any kind, neglect, torture, whatever, they're guilty. They're guilty. I
Yeah.
cannot be biased. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So I got out of that one. Whew.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, and they even said, they were like, do you know anybody that works in the court systems? Yep. Do you know anybody that works in law enforcement or security? Yep. I'm like, please get me off this jury. Nope, nope, nothing did. I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah. Anyways, so how far are we in? Should we get to trivia?
Yeah, we're right at an hour, so we've talked a lot about nothing, but hope you enjoyed it. Um,
Well, we talked a lot about our lives, and I think people are interested in our lives.
Probably. Did I
Probably
get
mostly when we were 13, but 50 something is good to talk about too.
okay? I have. Oh, I just have. Okay, I have. Okay, I only have this much left until I've done this whole stack. But then I have way more
Oh,
stacks. But
yeah,
okay, are you ready?
I am ready.
Man, I remember this movie and I liked it a lot and I watched it several times, but I don't know the answer to this.
Oh, great. I'll know it for sure then.
Yeah. What was the name of the outlaw gang in the movie Young Guns?
Oh,
I mean, it had didn't it have Kiefer Sutherland and did it have Charlie
Charlie,
Sheen?
Charlie Sheen,
Yeah,
and his brother
Emilio
Sutherland,
Estevez.
Emilio Estevez Sutherland.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland,
Oh yeah,
the one I just said.
yeah, that one.
I don't
Um,
remember the name of the gang though. And
I don't either. I have no idea.
the Regulators. I
Regulators,
don't remember
mount
that.
up.
This one,
Well, that's a Warren G song, but
right? Yeah, it
okay.
wasn't from that movie. I think this one you're gonna get because I'm pretty sure you read these. Who was the author of Blubber and Super Fudge?
Oh, blubber. I did read that. Super Fudge. I don't know that I've read Super Fudge. What was that about?
I don't know. I didn't read them, but I know this author's name.
It's not Beverly Cleary,
No.
but it's kind of in that genre,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Margaret. No.
I think you're. See, I was thinking it was the author who did. What's the one about the girl coming of age?
Judy Bloom.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. Judy Bloom.
Okay.
What was that? Didn't she write something about that?
She wrote a lot of books about young girls, like
Isn't isn't that that line from Deadpool from one of her books? Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
yes,
Okay, that's.
yes.
I
That's
thought
when
it
she
was.
got her period.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Maybe you'll get this. I did not watch this.
Okay.
What type of animal was Swift Wind on the animated series She-Ra, Princess of Power?
Oh, shit. Was it her horse? Unicorn.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wait, that was a unicorn that she rode?
That's what it says.
She rode a unicorn. I thought it was a horse.
I guess so. I think that you should get this one.
Okay.
If you need a clue, I can definitely give you one.
Okay.
Which cereal was advertised as kid tested, mother approved?
Life.
No.
Wait, Cheerios.
No.
Kid tested, mother approved. I thought that was when Mikey likes it.
I think he liked life. I think it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this isn't it. Would you like a hint?
Cornflakes.
No. It was like such a sucky cereal. It was
Cornflakes.
no, it was worse than cornflakes.
Oh, Kicks.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
they were gross.
Yeah, they were gross. What was the little chocolate balls? It was like Kicks, and it
Cocoa
had the
Puffs.
rooster. Cocoa Puffs. Yeah.
Was it a rooster?
Wasn't it a rooster? Cocoa Puffs? It was a rooster, right?
Was it? It was a bird. The toucan
It definitely was
the
a bird.
Fruit Loops.
Cocoa Puffs. Mascot. Oh, it took me to Amazon. It looks like a bird. What is that?
Maybe it's a dodo bird. I don't know what that is.
I guess it's not a rooster. What is that mascot? Cocoa Puffs. Whoops. No. Let's see what the mascot is.
What kind of bird is the Cocoa Puffs mascot? A cuckoo
He's a
bird.
Colorado. Oh, is that what
I
it
got
is?
a cuckoo bird.
Oh, I put that. I don't even know what I spelled.
Sunny, orange cuckoo bird, is the mascot of Cocoa Puffs. He was introduced in 1962.
Okay. Yep,
Oh,
I see it
duh!
now.
He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because
Yeah.
he's a cuckoo bird, a cuckoo bird.
Oh, okay.
Never got that correlation.
Isn't COCOA cacao? It's cacao puffs. Cacao.
Do you remember when we used to sing that?
Oh yeah. I still
Okay.
sing it. You know me. I love me some Aerosmith.
You'll get this one. What was the profession of the two female lead characters in the show, Cagney and Lacey?
Oh, they were detectives.
Yes. We only have 4 more.
Maybe I should ask you a couple too, since it's been so long.
I guess. I don't know this one.
Okay.
What computer virus, considered one of the first major viruses for MS-DOS PCs, was released in the early 90s?
The virus. I know this. It is oh man. It was something like the Trojan horse.
The
something.
Trojan virus.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Okay.
But I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's the Michelangelo virus.
Oh, would have never got that. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to try to say it in the voice.
Okay.
Who is the ghost with the most in a late 80s film?
The ghost with the most. That's not Casper, right?
In a late 80s film.
Oh, lady Ghostbusters. Slime.
No.
Oh.
I'm the ghost with the most. Okay, I don't sound like him, but
I don't know. The only movies I know about Beetlejuice.
yes.
Okay. Yeah. That does kind of. Have you seen the new one?
Yeah.
With Winona Ryder, and it was kind
Yeah.
of lame.
I know. I had high hopes because Winona was in there.
Yeah.
But
Do you by chance watch The Last of Us?
no. I tried.
Oh my God, it's so good. So I didn't watch the first season. Isaiah watched it, and the second season was getting ready to come out. And he's like, I really think you should watch it. I think you would like it. So the first episode, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. But then, like, I was hooked. I'm hooked. I'm surprised you don't like it.
The first episode of the first season or the second?
The first.
Oh.
Yeah, so I watched the first season.
I don't know. We tried, and I don't know.
What is it that you don't like about it?
I felt like they were just wandering around a lot. I was bored.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I miss
Well,
it?
I think, yeah. Well, I mean, they are kind of wandering around because they're trying to get to a specific place without getting murdered.
It just wasn't holding my interest.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it happens. I love it. I think it's a great show. So
I did try. I tried.
Okay.
Okay, I got two more, and I think you're gonna. I don't know. You'll get at least one of them.
Okay. With enough clues.
Oh, this one I'll have to sing. You'll be so happy.
Yay!
What Wilson Phillips song do these lyrics belong to? Just open your heart
Hold
and
on.
your mind. Yes. Is it really fair to feel
This
this
way
way
inside.
inside?
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, hold on.
Someday somebody's gonna make you want to turn around and say goodbye.
You know what?
Until then.
I can't, I, anytime I hear that song, I think of a part of the movie Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Oh,
I've made
okay.
you
Oh,
watch
yeah.
that, right?
No, you might have, and I might have fallen asleep like I did when you tried to make me watch Harry Potter, but
Okay,
I
so
know.
Harold and Kumar, so they're like these stoner guys, and there's these mean guys in town that have a really big like monster truck, so it probably means they have little babies,
Yep,
and
yep.
so they distract them, and they have those. Yes.
This size?
Yeah, that size. And so they steal their truck and they're driving, and there's a tape, and it said like, badass mix or something like that. And they're like, oh, yeah, let's listen to this. And they put it in, and it's it's music like this. And they're like, those guys are posers because they acted like such badasses.
I told you the last time me and the girls went to the beach, we did karaoke, and Michelle and I did Wilson Phillips Hold On.
And how was that?
She did great.
I bet.
But I
Okay.
was very enthusiastic.
I bet you were.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one left. And then don't worry, fans, though. I've got all these left. This is just
Yeah.
the first pack.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 1992,
Mm-hmm.
Rodney
Great year.
King, yep, Rodney
Mm-hmm.
King made a television appearance in response to the LA riots.
Yep.
What quote is infamously associated with this broadcast? I didn't know this one. I mean, after I read it, I remembered, but
You know, he ended up dead. He was found dead in a pool.
no, I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah. Rodney King. He it was, I don't know. It's been a long time, maybe 10 years.
Oh, okay.
But they found him dead in a pool.
Was it?
Anyways, huh?
Was it?
I'm not sure if it was foul play or whatever, but what was his face? I don't know.
Can we all get along?
Oh, okay. He's the one that made that famous? Can't we all just get along?
Apparently, I don't know.
Okay.
So, do you want to ask me a few?
Oh yeah, was that the second one?
Yeah, that was
Right
it.
then.
That was all of them.
Okay. Okay. Also, we forgot to show people again what
Oh yes, Gen
this
X
is.
challenge.
This is the trivia that we're doing. Really fun.
Yeah, we each had to buy one so we could both.
You'll so get this. What underwear sets often resembled the costumes of famous superheroes and cartoon characters?
Underoos.
Yeah. Did you ever have underoos?
I didn't get to.
They were usually mostly for boys, but
Yeah. Hey, I remember when I was potty training my daughter, I was like, "Oh, well, look, we can pick out any panties you want. You get to pick them up." So she picked out boys Superman.
yeah.
I'm like, okay, okay. And then she wanted to wear them with the picture of Superman on the front, which usually they go in the back. And so her and her dad they were arguing back and forth about, he's like, it goes in the back. You got to wear them right. And she's like, no, I'm going to wear them this way. And I finally was like, okay, I don't care how you wear them as long as you don't pee in them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember also one time when your daughter tricked Matt when she was calling him Matt, and he's like, no, my name is Dad. And she was like, do you remember this?
I do.
Yeah. So maybe you should tell it.
Didn't she say, then what's your name?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah. She was like, Daddy, what's your name? And he's like, oh.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you got outsmarted by probably a 4-year-old.
Yeah, 2, 3, I don't know.
Probably.
Okay. In which TV show did Jared Leto portray Jordan Catalano, the love interest of Angela Chase, played by Claire Danes?
Oh.
I've never seen this movie, but I've heard of it. Sounds like a movie you've probably watched. It doesn't say what year, but I'm assuming it's somewhere in the 80s or 90s since it is Gen X. So, in which TV show did Jared Leto portray Jordan
Oh.
Catalano?
Oh, a TV show. Okay, wait. He was in it wasn't was it the one with Corky?
Wait. No, that's not the name of this one.
I never watched it, but I
But
remember
Claire
reading
Danes, Claire Danes wasn't in the
Corky.
TV show with Corky.
I didn't watch it. What was it?
This is called My So-Called Life.
I think Chris used to watch that. He's gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you didn't get it." But I didn't.
The
Never
one
watch
with
it.
Corky had the name Life in it too, though, I think.
That's what I thought.
Something, not Life Goes On.
Maybe it was Life Goes
Life
On.
Goes On?
Yeah.
Maybe that is what it was. Okay. Alvin was the leader in the cartoon Alvin and the Chipmunks. What were the names of the other two chipmunks?
Simon and Theodore.
Yeah.
Alvin, Simon,
Theodore. We used to watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, you will so get this. I don't even have to give you the lyrics, probably. Which Def Leppard song contains the following lyrics?
Pour some
Yeah.
sugar on it.
Yeah, but here's the lyrics. Here's the hint. It's hot, sticky sweet, from my head to my feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that one.
Pour some sugar on me. We all loved that song. What TV show featured a character named Screech?
Oh, that would be Saved by the Bell.
Fun fact, my mom used to work with a girl who her best friend was Justin Diamond. Wasn't that his name? Justin Diamond?
Maybe.
Dustin Diamond.
You know he passed away.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. But my mom used to work with somebody and they were best friends. So my mom had met him because he would come visit her and she met him a couple times. I was like, he's a nerd.
We don't care about him.
No. Now, AC Slater, if she was best friends with him,
He is still looking so fine.
he has aged very well. He looks quite handsome.
Yeah.
What cartoon featured a super robot composed of 5 robot lions? I have no idea. Never even heard of it.
Think Thundercats.
Nope.
Wait.
Oh, wait. Unless he's from Thundercats? What cartoon? No. What cartoon featured a super robot composed of 5 robot lions? So the name of the cartoon is this. I've never heard of it.
Megatron? No, that's the Transformers.
Yeah, that's a Transformer.
I don't know. What is it?
Voltron.
Oh, dang it. I feel like
You knew that?
I've heard that trivia question before. I just didn't remember it.
Well, I would have given you hints if I had any clue what it was. Okay. In the movie, what type of candy did Elliot use to lure E.T. into his home?
Reese's Pieces.
Okay, here's another fun fact. I've never seen E.T. And when the 25-year anniversary, they re-released it in theaters. Didn't go and watch it then either, even though I wanted to. And I even knew it was Reese's Pieces.
I know.
Reese's
I call it Reese's Pieces.
Everybody does.
I call it Reese's Pieces.
Me too. Reese's Pieces. Speaking of candy, have you seen that Reese's cups the peanut butter cups, they have peanut butter and jelly?
Did you try them?
No, everywhere I try to get them, they're sold out.
I have some.
Shut your face. Chocolate or strawberry or grape? What?
I got them at Sam's. I got a big old bag of all of them, both of them, whole bunch.
Are they the mini ones?
No, no,
The
they're
single
just
ones?
the like
The single
regular.
ones. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody has them. Everybody sold out. Well, did you know? Okay, so peanut butter M&Ms in the red package are probably my favorite
The peanut
M&Ms.
butter ones. Oh, those are
Mm-hmm.
so good.
They're so good. They have peanut butter and jelly also, which
Yeah,
I
how are they?
have tried those. They're good.
So I will tell you that the peanut butter and jelly Reese's are okay.
Okay. See, I don't think the grape would be very good, but I think the strawberry would because I mean, chocolate covered strawberries.
It it's just it doesn't have very much jelly. Like you could hardly
Oh,
taste it.
oh, that's a problem.
It tasted, you taste more of the chocolate, in my opinion.
See, I still want to try them though.
Yeah, they're
They
worth
sound
trying. They're worth
delicious.
eating. They're just not like the most amazing thing or anything.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
The peanut butter and jelly M&Ms were pretty good.
Okay. I
They were
didn't
good.
like the pretzel ones. Did you try those?
No, yep, and I didn't care for those either.
I thought they'd be good.
Are those the ones that? No, I also don't care for the caramel ones.
No, I didn't like those either. And
Don't
I
like
like
those.
caramel.
Hmm. So peanut butter M&Ms would are my first go to. Then peanut M&Ms, even
Yep.
though I
Yep.
hate peanuts. I hate
Oh, those are good.
peanuts. Yeah, love the peanut. And then I'd go for plain.
What else is there?
The rice crispy ones that have like the rice crispy pieces in
Oh,
it or the
no,
rice
I didn't
pieces
like
in
that.
it. Are the pretzel ones are the
It's,
ones that come in the purple bag, right?
maybe. I tried those and I don't. There's the almond one, right? Those were
Oh,
just
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yep. The almond ones come in that kind of tan colored bag. I know them by bag color. Peanut butter is the most important one. That's the red
Absolutely.
bag.
That's the best one.
Okay. Oh, you'll totally get this too. I don't even have to give you all of the question on some of these. Like I could just say, takes a licking and keeps on ticking. What is that?
Casio,
Mm-mm. You're close though.
Sanyo.
Nope.
Oh wait, is it like Duracell? Wait, no,
No,
it's a watch, right?
it is a watch.
Casio.
See, it's like the OG watch,
I don't know.
Timex.
Oh, man, I never had one of those.
Yeah. Alrighty, I'll do two more.
Okay.
Okay. What cartoon is associated with the song "Eep Op Ork Ah Ah"?
Okay, wait a second. Are we reading the ones we've already done?
Have I? Oh, or am I? Maybe I finished my pack. I don't remember all of these though. Wait, I do remember this one though. Oh, so maybe I finished my pack.
Maybe that's why these are sounding familiar, but I still don't know the answers. Um,
Well, when
it's the
Michelle,
Jetsons.
when
It's the
Michelle listens,
Jetsons
it is. I was gonna say
because
when.
I said the Snorks the first time,
Yes, yes.
and it sounds like it should be Snorks, but I knew the answer was not Snorks because I
So
remember.
I was even thinking Snorks. I didn't remember the name of them, but I was picturing them, and I was like, "Oh no, Jetsons! I didn't know that."
It's because I said Snorks before. Oh my
Probably.
gosh.
Okay, so I've made it through my pack also. Then,
Okay.
so I was going to say when Michelle listens to this podcast, she'll be able to tell us if we've already read these
I
or
know we
not.
have
I
because
know,
that
I know.
one I remembered. I'm like, yeah, that Voltron.
Okay. Well, I'm done with my pack then.
Okay, well, I'm done with my pack too, so we were just about right.
So now we just need to make sure that I don't open the pack that you had and you don't open the pack that I had.
Okay, yeah. So let me open one. Mine has a question about what was. Oh wait, you didn't do this one, did you?
I was going to say that's cute that you're going to read one and think that I'm going to remember if that was the pack or not. Scroll through it and look for the
Eat
eep
up,
up
up.
orc ah.
I this one. Oh, I don't. Well, because I've looked at these.
I think you asked me these ones.
Which ones?
The first question is, believe it or not, was the theme song
Oh
for
yeah.
which TV? Yep, that's the one you've done. Okay.
Okay. Well, this one I'm gonna open because I don't. Who played MacGyver in the series that ran from 1985 to 1992?
Oh, Dean something or other. What was his last name? Dean. He was so cute in the 80s.
Heck yeah.
I don't remember his last
And
name though.
also David Hasselhoff in Knight Rider.
Knight Rider, yeah.
It was Richard Dean Anderson.
Richard Dean Anderson, that's
Okay,
right.
so I will read these next time.
Okay.
This is a new pack. Okay, so we need to say goodbye to the listeners because I have some juicy gossip that is not for the listeners. It's just for you.
Oh, okay. I'll have
Sorry,
to. All of these sound familiar, so I don't know if they're the ones that you've already read or not.
Well, because we probably read, just the one on each pack.
Maybe.
Yeah, they do sound familiar. Hopefully, they're not mixed.
Okay. Well, B2, I am so glad that we finally got to record again. I have missed you, and I've missed our records. So until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.